Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so just be advised that parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works with you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Just if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, so we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords represents an energy of a shift disturber. This is someone who's a walking contradiction. It's kind of challenging to figure out what he's really up to. He has two swords planted here, and he has five in his arms here. He is looking over his shoulder at the past, but he's moving forward into the future without looking where he's going. And he's sneaking around. He's got these bright red boots on and this bright red hat on, and he's sneaking around with these other swords in broad daylight. And so it's kind of like, what is this person up to? Well, the swords in tarot represent the element of air. This represents your thoughts, so your intelligence of your mind and your discipline of your mind. This can talk about intellectual material. If he's sneaking away and he's a thief, why is he stealing these swords and leaving two behind? It's hard to understand. That's why this card for me is a walking contradiction. But at the same time, if he is a thief, he's not a thief in the night, because there's no, he's in broad daylight like everybody. We can all see what he's doing. But this is the thing. Maybe he's sitting at a desk and this is intellectual material, or this is, he's pushing paper at a desk, and that is what, it could be. This could represent white collar crime, like, forgery, identity theft, that type of energy, pushing paper, doing it that way. And you would never know he's sitting at his desk that he's not doing his job, he's doing this instead. So it could be that type of energy. And also what bothers me the most about this energy is the way he's carrying these swords, because these are very sharp, and I've never seen anyone carry swords like that. I don't know if you have. They're so sharp, and he's not looking where he's going. If he trips, he could really, he could lose his hands. So it just doesn't make sense. And if he's this dangerous with his own energy, then he's not going to be any more careful with yours. So it's just saying, we don't know quite what he's up to, but we just know it's probably not very good. And then we have the energy of having courage and strength. So this is kind of, this young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth, and that would be really a dangerous thing to do, considering that it's a mature male lion. But look at his tail is tucked under. He's being submissive, and he's allowing her to do this. She's got an infinity symbol above her head. And she knows that the only way that she's going to reach this infinite potential is if she reaches deep inside of herself to face her fears. So that's what this is representing. And quite often this can be fears that came about from childhood. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles coming in. This is a gift from the divine, the Most High, and the universe collaborating to bring a reward of Pentacles in, because you've been following your destined path, your path of glory. And this energy, the Pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in 3D. And a big part of that, of course, is money. You need money to be able to survive in the third dimensional world. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this is talking about lifestyle, as well as the coin, because to have a good lifestyle on planet Earth, generally you need to have enough coin to do so. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So this is saying that someone's very busy. This could be talking about multitasking. You might be busy because this has to do with Pentacles and lifestyle. You could be, busy trying to balance your home life and your work life. Work hard, play hard. It could be maybe you're working 2 jobs so that you can make ends meet, or perhaps you're going to school and working, and you're juggling that, which is a lot to juggle. And so this card is saying, you notice in the background here, there's a small ship on this wave, and it's progressively getting bigger with a bigger ship. This is talking about how sometimes when we keep ourselves busy, it can gain momentum, and before we know it, we're just constantly busy being busy, and it never ends. And so this is saying, be careful that if you are multitasking, that you're doing it, to get to like a goal, basically, so you're not going to be doing it 24/7, and also that you don't do so much of the multitasking that you're getting more quantity done than quality, because then you just in a constant loop of having to go back and redo work. And also this is talking about juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. This card here, we have the 3 of Wands coming in, and the 3 of Wands is talking about he's standing on the precipice of change. This is talking about like he's looking into the distant horizon, and here's these ships sailing by on this water. Now the water looks golden because the sun is shining on it, but he's seeing these ships and he's thinking, I would just love to go on an adventure right now. Just hop on one of those ships and go on my way, kind of have an adventure instead of going to work tomorrow and continuing this. I don't blame you. And so this is saying quite often also the wands represent action. This is the element of fire, and it's passionate action, and it's also talking about the wands are made of wood, and wood fuels fire, so it's having the passion to move forward with action. And then this energy sometimes can represent that you've been in as a couple for a while, and you're now moving forward as a single person. In business matters, this could be like you have started a business and you want to start another location, or you want to maybe find a different partner, that type of energy if you have a partner in your business. Now the Emperor is a very alpha male masculine character. He wears his armor underneath his robe, so he's ready in a moment's notice to take advantage of any opportunity that comes along. He's well prepared. This is someone who embodies the qualities of all the 4 kings in the minor arcana, and really good at business, really wise, able to control his emotions. Sometimes he can be a little bit controlling because of this. He's an authority figure, so he's at the top, and he's an alpha male energy. So it's saying, I want things done a certain way. I want them done the right way. That kind of energy. But generally, he's someone that could be a mentor, someone that people look up to, whatever profession he's in, he would be definitely at the top of his field. And then we have the Tower energy here, and the Tower is representing a reality check. But the Tower comes after the universe has been whispering to you, and it's saying you need to do something, you need to look at something, and you're not hearing, you're not listening, you're not noticing, and your intuition is trying to get your attention. Like, okay, the frying pan comes out and whacks you over the head, and you're like, wait, that hurt, but not enough for you to actually do something about it. So then the 2x4 comes out, and that doesn't work. And then the universe makes the decision for you, and you have a Tower that you absolutely have to deal with. So this is a reality check, and there's 2 people falling out of this castle, and the turret's on fire. So this is all going to have to be rebuilt. And one of them looks totally shocked, and the other one is like, oh, I've kind of figured that I needed to take care of this. I needed to do something sooner. So whatever happened here, the reality check is always uncomfortable, and it's like it seems to come out of the blue. But it really, if you pay attention now and you look back, you'll realize, oh, I should have seen that coming. you know, and your intuition was trying to tell you, but perhaps you didn't want to see it. Now, this would suggest it's possible sometime, like that there was like a marriage or a partnership, and because there's a female and a male falling out of here. And that could sometimes represent an energy of someone juggling their morals when it comes to their relationship. We'll see. We'll keep going and see. We have the Empress energy. Wow, look at that. So we have the Emperor and the Empress, but they're the ones that are sitting on this tower. Interesting. Generally, like the Empress is also embodying the qualities of all four of the queens in the minor arcana, and she's known to be a generator of energy. She's said to be pregnant with possibility. The wheat here represents how she makes plans to, you know, like say she wants to grow a field of wheat, she will figure out, make plans which field, does the soil need amending? If so, does she need to fertilize it? What was she going to fertilize it with? And then she's going to make sure that all the rocks and the stones are picked so that when the seeding and the harvesting equipment are working on this land, they're not going to be damaged. She then chooses the best day possible, the best time, you know, for the seeds to be planted. And then after that, she waves her wand and says, okay, nature, do your thing. She doesn't worry about it. She knows nature is going to work for her because she always has bumper crops. And then also, she doesn't bother to spray or anything because she's an organic farmer. And what this can say that a lot of times it said that she's pregnant with possibility. And so sometimes this can represent a pregnancy. Now, it's just kind of interesting that these two are on this tower. Now, either this is representing a couple that are Emperor and Empress that are having a tower, or that that an Emperor and Empress have caused a tower. To whom and which side you're on, you know, you'll have to use your intuition, but we don't have enough information. Yeah, but there is information coming now. And this is the Knight of Swords. And I feel like it might be coming because of this energy or from this energy, that type of feeling. Because, you know, these are the swords, and here we have the Knight of Swords has the sword. So the knights would deliver messages, you know, throughout the kingdom for the king and queen. Back in the old days, the only way that they had to have long-distance communication was by horse or by camel, whatever, you know, country you happen to be in. But so the knights would travel far and wide to deliver a message, wait for the answer, and then deliver it back. And it could take them quite a while because, you know, who knows what they would encounter on the way. And so this is talking about the Knight of Swords is delivering some sort of information, I feel, either from this individual to this couple, or it's delivering information from he's delivering information, something about this situation, to someone. You know, the king and the emperor and the empress have had a tower happen. He could be going to tell someone that. He could be talking, and maybe this individual is involved. This sometimes can represent an investigation is taking place, or there's been a private eye hired, or some sort of hidden cameras gathering information. That type of energy. In any case, this knight, he's very stressed out. Look at his horse. His horse is totally stressed. And we can only see half his sword here. So he might only have half the information at this, and we don't even know, like, we can't see the point of his sword. So does he know the point of does he understand what even the point of this information is? He's got a big red flag on the back of his helmet. And he's, you know, really pushing this horse hard. The horse is totally stressed out, and they're running against the wind through barren land. So it feels like someone's, you know, he's either running away from something or to something. Now, is he running away from this energy, or is this about this energy here, and he's running away from the emperor and the empress? I'm not sure. Maybe the Emperor and Empress are trying to tell someone about this energy, something like that. And then we have the star energy. So this is talking about, like, we started off with this energy, so I feel this is the energy of my collective. It's doing your best to heal from something. You're going to have a reward coming in because you've been doing your best to follow your path and, heal from whatever energy. And I feel like this, then we go into this kind of energy. So the star energy is talking about being innocent and trying to figure out what's happened basically here by facing your fears. Maybe you have, like, your intuition was telling you something was happening, and you are not, you didn't know what it was, but you had a bad feeling kind of energy, but you couldn't get the clarity on that information. I feel this represents this energy because this is talking about being innocent, and this is the star energy can talk about innocence. The star is a galactic energy, and the reward is for following your North Star. So this is saying that you were born to shine, and you have your right foot in the universal water here. This is adding your own special, unique qualities to the universal pool, and then bringing that energy and pouring it out on land. And it's in the 5 streams. So I feel like this definitely is connected to this energy, that you've had the courage to stay on your destined path. There's been some juggling here. Now, is that your energy, or is this talking about someone else? Because quite often, like, if this could be someone that left your energy because they were juggling with someone else. And there's all these sirens all of a sudden now out in the street. We're still in that full moon Scorpio energy, which is pretty intense energy. You may have noticed. Yeah, what's with all the sirens all of a sudden? I don't know if you can hear that because I have a noise canceling mic on. But all of a sudden there's police cars out there like crazy, traveling somewhere. So this energy, that's kind of how this full moon in Scorpio energy can be. It can be about, like, this reality check hitting and bang. There's all of a sudden, a lot of energy going in that direction. So there is definitely some sort of energy here. There's quite often, the cups represent love and quite often romantic love. But it could be love of someone else, like, a family member, a friend, that type of energy, or pets, or even like that. It's also talking about, there's 3 cups here instead of 2. So if it's romantic love, it's talking like 2 of these cups have wine spilt and this one has some other liquid. So this is saying this is a third party involvement. And if it's romantic love, there's still 2 cups standing behind this person. Whatever, there's a lot of regret and remorse here. Now, the regret and remorse could be because this person's been caught. Like, this is almost the energy. It's like, maybe you had suspicions that your partner was cheating and now you just found out that they did. And you could be the Empress or the Emperor energy. Remember, any of the figures in the tarot are not gender specific. So this could be a male in his feminine energy as well as a female in her feminine. And this could be a male or female in their masculine energy, as with all of the characters in tarot. So this energy is the best thing you can do in this situation. If you might be in regret and remorse because you ever were in a relationship with this person and it's just been really challenging, and now you found out maybe, oh great, someone is someone that your partner has been having an affair or something like that, or your business partner, and this is something you love to do, or you love your business, has been cheating or whatever. So this, depending on your situation, but quite often this does represent a third-party energy in a romantic love relationship, or a marriage or something. And we do have a couple here. So we don't know yet what's going on. We'll just keep going. The best thing you can do, though, because you could stand here for the rest of your life in despair and loss. There's a saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because you can't, it's a loss. There's no recovering from it. And so it's kind of like, okay, turn around, pick up the 2 cups you have behind you and appreciate them like they're still standing. Carry them, down the path, over the bridge, over troubled waters to your castle. And your castle's half dilapidated and half standing. So that's like, what kind of attitude are you going to have? Are you going to look at it as the glass is half full or is the glass half empty? And we have the Hierophant coming in. So there definitely is some sort of, there could definitely be something illegal or something like that happening with an investigation, this card. The Hierophant, it's his responsibility. Justice starts on the spiritual realm and spiritual court, and then when judgment is made in spiritual court, the Hierophant, which represents a religious figure, churches. So if you're a religious person, this could represent the energy of, the Pope, Bishop, Cardinal, the people that are higher up in your religion, being responsible for making sure that this justice comes through. If you're more on the spiritual end, that could represent God's energy and getting in touch with God without an intermediary through meditation and prayer. And then that comes down to earth and it's carried out, in the legal court systems of the earth. And there is some energy here already saying there could have been some sort of illegal activity. And look, we got judgment coming. So it's already, judgment's been called by the Most High in spiritual court. It's time to end this cycle. Like this is, it's been going on too long. The ancestors are literally coming out of their box and cheering, and the descendants are waving back to them from across the veil here. So this card quite often represents sometimes, when justice comes in, it could be that your ancestors have unfinished business that they couldn't clean up before they crossed the veil, and they're cheering because justice is finally going to be put in place for their descendants. And so the trumpet's blowing and everybody's like, woohoo. But this sometimes can represent Pandora's box being opened, and then the reality check becomes bigger and like the tower. That's why it hits so hard. And this energy can be also skeletons coming out of the family closet. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So this definitely is, the gift is from the universe and from God, that you have the truth here. So whatever has happened here, and it could be even something from your childhood, and that's why the judgment's coming through, from why the ancestors are involved here. And the truth is, when you're in a court of law, of course there's a judge, and then there's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And this is what you swear on a Bible in court. I'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, on a Bible. And then we have, I don't know if they still do that in all courts, but I know they used to. And then we have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands energy is talking about the energy of, there's 4 kings in the minor arcana. Now, sometimes when a king comes out, and we have an emperor here, it talks about the emperor and the qualities, like that he, telling the story of how he became an emperor. Same with the empress, but we'll wait and see. This could be a different individual. So the King of Wands is considered the sexiest king of the, of the 4 kings. He's very charismatic, the kind of guy that you just, you wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers. You could forgive this guy anything because he's charming and he's really likable. People enjoy his energy because he's optimistic. He has that passion from this wand as well. And he is a visionary, someone that loves to have adventure and move forward in that way. And this is also talking about, the wand is from the tree. And the tree, this is representing the roots from the ancestors, as well as the offshoots representing descendants coming through. So this is a visionary. This is someone that loves to learn new and has really good ideas. And a lot of people enjoy their company because they're an optimist and they're intelligent and they're always ready. Okay, let's go do something. It's that type of energy. On the back of his throne here, he has salamanders in a circle and this lion as well, that lion is representing this red lion energy again, about being fearless, because this represents protection from fire. And there's even a little salamander running here. That's what it's representing, that the King of Wands has protection from fire, because that's the element that he it represents. I've noticed a while back, a few months ago, this face on the back of the throne, and I can never see it. I can never unsee it now. And I feel like this is saying it could just be, the king's smoking hot, because he is. But it also can say maybe where there's smoke, there's fire. And quite often the King of Wands would be someone that would be the last one to settle down. He, as visionary as he is, he loves new projects and new adventures. That sometimes bleeds into his romantic life. So out of all the kings, he's the least, likely to settle down until he's more mature, and likes to play the field. And he has, because he's charming and has that ability, there's no, and he's a king. There's no shortage of opportunity for that for him. And then we have this energy of the having a strong foundation of money. Now, this is interesting because the Empress and Emperor would have a lot, they would have a lot of coin. But this could be saying your energy here, you're being promised this. So maybe when this justice comes in, this is saying right now, this is what you have, is a strong foundation for money. And this is also, it's talking about the 3 levels of making money. And so this is having a strong foundation, but it's safe money here. So it's what you have, you can make your payments and all of that, but you don't have a whole lot left over to play with or to invest. And then this is also talking about, so this is your authentic desires, and then your crown and glory. So when you get on your destined path and this is brought in, then this is when this big money comes in, because you're on your path of glory, and this was designated for you to get the job done, basically. And you can see this person has his back to the city, and it's talking about sometimes having to leave your comfort zone from what you're used to, and where you grew up, and your values, or however you were raised, your thoughts about money, your fears about moving forward and going after what you really, really want. And this kind of energy can talk about maybe in the past you've missed opportunities because you've played small, you were too afraid, and there were some good investments that that would have been valuable for you. And so it's saying don't play small, and don't sell yourself short. You have a lot more going for you than you realize. And if you apply yourself, you're going to end up in this position with this big reward for the lifestyle that you want. And then, and possibly, if you're not an Empress now, you have the potential to moving into this Empress energy. And then we have which is an energetic upgrade for you. And so this energy is talking about your path being one that is, you have all this potential, as above, so below. And you have the potential to create a beautiful garden here on planet Earth. This is infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. You have all the tools you need. You need to know which tool to use and how to use them. And you may have noticed, if you do have a garden, that if you leave tools laying around, they don't get up and work on their own. So you're going to have to put some effort into it, but this is definitely going to upgrade your energy. And look, it's pointing to, I feel like this is pointing down, the tower puts you into the Empress energy, and this strong foundation, but playing it small. You might be making a move here, like moving away, to be able to go to your infinite potential, to have this energetic upgrade. That's what it's pointing to. Interesting energy. My readings lately, when I'm doing these daily ones, quite often I feel it's because Uranus just moved into Gemini, and Gemini is a very quick-witted, easy to use the mind. Gemini energy, they sometimes are accused of being like two people, like they can switch their mind so easily, but it's because they're very quick with their mind, and it's they don't mind, they don't fight change. So it's just like they get all these ideas. They get ideas, a mile a minute kind of energy. So they're never at a shortage for, oh, well, we could do it this way, we could do it that way kind of energy. And Uranus, the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949, when World War II was going on. So there's a lot of that kind of underlying energy on the planet right now. And a lot of truth is coming out. And I feel like this truth is going to be coming out, like Uranus is going to be with us until 2033. So we can expect like our daily dose of truth, like we're getting in the news. If you look at the news for even 5 minutes, that's enough. There's so much happening all the time, and it's wild, like all this information coming in about, systems that have been in place for a very long time, traditional systems being like torn down kind of, and a lot of truths about what the cracks in those systems coming through. And so this is just it's that type of energy globally, and it's also affecting people on a more personal level. And then we look at this, we have the Ten of Swords energy. So this is backstabbing energy, and it's also like leaving someone to in this position, backstabbing to the point where they are left in a position where they're unalived, almost to that point, and left there to fend for themselves. Now, this energy, it could have been going on for like over a decade with these 10 swords here, and with all this pentacle energy, sometimes this will represent like if it's been going on like for a decade or more. It could be more than, it could be more than that, but like it's saying it's gone on for at least a decade, which brings up this judgment with the ancestors being involved. But this energy is talking about, if it was one person could have annually been, there might be a payment or an inheritance or some sort of energy like that, something that you're supposed to receive once a year and you haven't been receiving it. And maybe you've been supposed to receive it, since it was passed on by your ancestors. I don't know why that would be, but it feels like it could be an annual payment, like once a year they sabotage you. And this is talking about, like, this isn't like they sort of kind of sabotage you. This is like they want you in, they want to take over. And this figure has their hand in the form of a blessing. And that's the same blessing that the Hierophant has. So when this truth comes through, this is going to be a blessing in disguise for you. This is not comfortable energy for you by any means. Sometimes this can represent 10 people or even 10 groups of people doing this, like, for a long time. And you're like, they want you down, but you keep getting back up, it looks like. It's that type of energy. And we also have this energy here of the light at the end of the tunnel. And so we had 2 eclipses also on February 17th and March 3rd. And that eclipse energy hangs around for like 6 months. So that eclipse energy, it's like, I describe it as potpourri boiling gently on the stove at the back burner. And you don't really realize, you don't notice it so much, it's there, and it's, you notice it, but it's in the background. And that's the kind of energy, like if you get really, really busy, you might look back now, like it's 6 months from now, look back and see what was what all took place since like the end of February. And you might be shocked at how much change has happened because you've been so busy dealing with it. and that you didn't notice it happening as it was happening. But when you look back, and it could be like when this tower hits, you could look back and say, wow, look at all the positive shift happened, because I'm getting, it's going to be positive for you. And these, the people that are responsible for this energy, it would be like not positive for them. And they'll be looking back and going like, what happened? You know, like what happened? We thought we had this in the bag kind of energy. And now we're talking here about love coming in, possibly. This is maybe new love, or we still don't know exactly who's who. I'm doing a general collective reading, so you'll have to use your intuition if this energy resonates with you. But this is talking about the Queen of Cups is the most loving of all the queens. She would be someone that would be more likely to be in a traditional marriage and have a family and really love, her children and her, if it's a grandmother, like, her grandchildren. This is, I'm talking about, she has this trophy of love, and it's a big cup, and it even has a lid, and that's saying like she's a container of unconditional love. And so this energy can be representing your energy, or you're going to come into that type of energy. Or maybe this energy, because it's sitting right on this judgment and the truth coming out, maybe on your this sometimes represents the maternal side of your family. Like your mother, your grandmother, great-grandmother, down the family line like that. Or sometimes it can represent the maternal line of your father's family, or even if you're married to a spouse, your spouse's maternal line. But somebody is involved in this energy, or left a gift for you, and maybe that's something that you don't know about. I don't know what the reason would be for that, but I mean, it's just coming through that's how it's showing up. Yeah, because you're missing pentacles. This is talking about this energy here of, wondering, like, where's my pentacles? Really, and there's something not right. The books aren't adding up. It's that type of energy. So if you're in a business or something, you might have hired the Emperor, but like, I don't feel that's the energy here, that you've hired them, because this is like a couple working together. I feel like, I hope they didn't become the Emperor and Empress in reverse, through, they wanted to be in that position of Emperor and Empress, but they didn't want to do the work, and they're responsible for this tower, and they're the ones who are now going through a tower, because they're the ones that had the power to sneak away with this white collar crime type energy. I always love to think about the Emperor and the Empress being upright and in their energy, but that's not always the case. So, take it how it resonates for you, but definitely there's some sort of energy. And look at, now there's information coming in about this pentacle, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles takes forever. Of all the knights, like, look at the difference in this energy, right? Like, this is like, but you can see in this yellow background in tarot quite often represents strength. And that's why I'm wondering if the Emperor might be involved in this, and maybe his, you could be this energy, because it just feels like you see all the yellow backgrounds, that's being on your path kind of energy. And so, this is the Magician's energy, and the Magician is saying that when this tower hits, you're going to be in this Empress energy, possibly, and you instead of this money, you're going to have this money. And it's when this information finally comes in about this pentacle that this reward shows up. Wow. So that's for some, it just depends. We'll keep going here. But the Knight of Pentacles, they're very slow. Like, his horse is at a standstill. Sometimes he has to have a board meeting to make a decision about whether to go right or left. And it's annoying. Like, just bring the information. Like, you might be waiting and waiting. You might have some suspicions, but you can't put your finger on it. and you're waiting and waiting for this information to come in. It's like, how many, like, how long do I, like, how many decades can a person handle of this energy, you know? And so this is talking about finally the information comes in, and the magician's pointing to that. So what's at the top? Oh, look at this. Confirmation. You've been waiting for this information to come in since you were a child. You may not know that you were, but this is saying that, you know, probably from the, there was some sort of money or lifestyle that you were supposed to, receive this before you were 21 or at 21, some sort of energy like that. And look at, it's like, it could be decades later, but it's coming in now. And yeah, because it's talking, when this tower hits, you're going to be upgraded to this Empress energy from this energy, because you're on your path of glory. You're going to have everything you need when this information comes in, and you've been waiting for this information since you were a child. I'm going backwards because we got the magician on this side. So now this can be talking about there's been money missing from your maternal grandmother energy, and there's been a judgment made now, and the Hierophant's coming in to make sure you get it. Holy, holy, whoa. Okay, so the domino effect. Wow. This is wild energy. Okay, so, you know, there's a lot of information here. So take what works for you, and remember, like, this whole reading it's a general collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you for your time and energy. Please give it a like and comment. It really helps me build my channel. I appreciate it. Consider subscribing. You're more than welcome to be. I would be honored if you did so. I'm going to clarify now for those of you who want clarification. I'm using my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, and this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And we have this card, when it comes out, I always know. This is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. This is talking about... I started this in 2007, and in 2020 I completed the 64th painting. This energy is from the, did I say from the Intergalactic Federation of Light? I'm just kind of, I got to stop reading the cards while I'm trying to tell you this. So I've been working on this, and I completed all the paintings by 2020. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and it has a gallery, and these numbers on these cards represent the paintings. I have had it out and about in the past before, but I didn't have all the paintings done, and it's very different now that it's all together. I have a lot of information on my website for each, you know, just a paragraph for each of the paintings, but where they're from, etc. So you can check it out if you want to. I will have the information in the description box below, and I'll put the order of the cards as they came in, so you know which ones to look for. So this is talking about there's definitely a transition happening. One cycle is ending and a new cycle is beginning. You've been patiently waiting on this. You've been on your destined path for a long time. You've been devoted to being the best version you can be. You know, you're not perfect, because no one is, but you've done your best to stay on your path regardless of what else is going on. And if you've been in this energy, like, glory to you, because it's not easy when you're in this, and it's talking about having to have a lot of patience, going through a lot. So that would be why you're at the Empress energy. I feel like, yeah, I'm not sure about this couple here. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if this couple are the ones who are involved in their reverse Empress and Emperor energy, or because there's Justice sitting on this, and they're both, like, they're here together, right? So I don't know if it's one of them or both of them. If this is your energy, it feels like, because of the same color background, that it could be, because look at the Emperor doesn't have that color of background. Could be something to do with that. we'll keep going. We have that you see, but the Hierophant can also embody this Emperor energy. And so it could be that they have gathered the information, and they're, you know, they've been, that the Emperor comes in to empower you. That could be after the reality, and this is, but then why why is this energy here yellow? It could be because of this energy. That's how it all gets caught. Or maybe this person has knows something about this energy, and they're not as goofy as we thought. Could be that energy too. It's like it's a mixed bag here. The Chariot, but the truth is going to come out, and we will learn the truth. I definitely feel like, okay, the Chariot's already spinning. This is another card that can represent there's some sort of law coming in, because the Chariot sometimes represents arrests or police involvement in an investigation. So maybe this is an undercover police officer. Huh. That's interesting. That could be. And so we have indifference. So this is a karmic space. A lot of people think karma is punishment, but karma is actually, cause and effect from your actions. It's as simple as that. Eventually, the truth catches up with everybody. So you can have direct karma because you directly did something. But, and then you could also have indirect karma, which is you're associated with people that are involved in some sort of, karma. And if they're people that you're close to and you carry the burden for them, and you don't want them to get in trouble, so you carry the burden as well as them, you have to put that burden down right now. The justice is coming through. And even if it's people that you care about, you have to let them deal with their own shift here. And then we have like these karmic spaces that we can all fall into. So indifference is when people they get to the point where they just really don't care. And it's really sad if an emperor gets into that energy, because generally they're someone with a lot of power. So, yeah. But I never thought of this. Maybe this person's acting so weird because they're part of this investigation. Huh, that's interesting. I've never seen it come up that way, that way before. And so this is talking about being see, the Empress energy, she's on a foolhardy journey. So it's interesting to see here. The foolhardy journey means that you can anticipate your future because you're on your divine path. When you, as the Fool, going out on your journey. We have destruction here, progress and motion, and this is about devastation of the rainforest, like devastation for the sake of it. Interesting though, because right now the full moon is in Scorpio, and Scorpio energy can be like destructive in a way. They like to blow things up and then see how it all falls back together. Can they make it better that way? So this destruction energy though is representing when people they just don't, they're in this indifference karma, and they don't care. They've lost their empathy for people, and they just don't care. They want to get what they want to get, and whether it's progress or not, they'll do what they have to get what they want. These are tactics that sometimes are used, and this is disruption. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone, and this is sitting right on this third party energy. So if you were in a relationship with someone, it's like, yeah, I'm sure them and the third party had fun, but I would bet that it wasn't that much fun for you, that type of energy. We have Capricorn energy coming in. Capricorn, I just want to point out that when these horoscope signs come in, that they're not representing a particular individual. These are representing the actual sign and what can we learn from the sign. We all have a little bit, well, not all. Most of us have most of the signs in our chart somewhere, and if not, we have not, if we don't have all of them, we have most of them. And the Capricorn energy is the most mature of the element of Earth, and that represents the Pentacle energy. And so this is about having ambition and responsibility and handling that in a really good way. And it's interesting because around the end of February, well, Neptune moved into the sign of Aries towards the end of, I think it was the 26th of February, and then Saturn followed right after that. So this Saturn energy is now in Aries, and it's like in a totally new energy again. So that's why there's so much new energy out there and in the readings, and it's coming up. So it could be someone's ambitions or whatever, like whatever happened here, it's shifting because of the Saturn energy. Interesting. And then we have the Scorpio coming out. I feel that represents the full moon energy we're in right now. And about that energy I was talking about here, when Scorpio is at its best, that energy unites people. And sometimes by taking things apart and putting them back together. But a lot of people don't like that. They don't want to go that deep like the Scorpio energy does. Stella, you're really being a pain, and you're not supposed to be on the table. Please go away. We're at the end of the reading. She wants her chicken. I forgot to feed her supper. So that's why she's being such a pain in the background here. I'll feed you right away. The Leo energy is coming out. So this is talking about leadership and being in a leadership role. So I feel this energy definitely is shifting right now, and is going to shift into a much better, when the truth comes out here, it's going to get much better. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like and comment if you do. I apologize for my cat, her moaning in the background. She just ate like about 3 hours ago, but she wants some chicken. So I'm gonna go and feed her chicken. Yes, I'm coming to feed you. Yeah, go away and let me finish. All right, I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment. I really would appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I'll be back with another daily reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now.